Hello, everybody. Welcome to Late Night Football. Welcome to our match reaction show. Who saw that coming? It's Nottingham Forest 1, Manchester City 1. And there are, like I was saying with the Arsenal game, there are moments and there are games where you kind of wonder, is this where they all lost it? And then there are weekends. There are weekends where you kind of go and think, is this where it swung? And we see it so often. So often after a big win for a team, they go into the next game against a smaller team. You think, okay, that's routine, 3 points, and then they come unstuck. I mean, it happened to Manchester United when they beat Manchester City, and then they came back and they just drew the next game. It happened to Arsenal. They beat Manchester United. Then the next game they drew. I think they lost. They might have lost actually the next game that they lost. Yeah, I think it was the Everton game, right? They lost that one. So it happens. And it's very, but you don't expect Manchester City. You don't expect it to happen to Manchester City. But the moment you see Kevin De Bruyne scuffing shots, the moment you see Erling Haaland missing tap-ins, you kind of start to wonder, was this not going to be your day? And I think that's what it was. It just wasn't meant to be City's day. They got that early goal. Or that not early goal, but they got that opening goal from Bernardo Silva at the end of the first half. I think Nottingham Forest had the game plan and they executed that game plan to perfection in that first half. And that was really basically just keep it tight, keep a compact line, keep a deep line, and let Manchester City not have any kind of clear-cut chances inside the box. Whatever has to happen will happen from outside the box, and we'll deal with that. But don't let them have any clear-cut chances in the box. It worked in the first half. It didn't work in the second half. In the second half, they rode their luck a lot. There's so many shots that were saved by Navas. There's so many shots that were missed by De Bruyne, by Foden, by Erling Haaland. I mean I mean, we'll talk about chances as well, but the fact is that but then the goal came. It came from a shot outside the box. It was a good shot from Bernardo Silva. I mean, Grealish really puts a good layoff. The thing though is that I think Navas has got wrong-footed because he's expecting Bernardo to go the other side, and then Bernardo kind of says, "Oh no, I'm going to go this side," and he goes the other side. He takes it first time as well, which kind of catches Navas out. But that was the way that they were going to probably break down Forest. It had to be like something special from outside the box to break them down, and they did that. And having taken the lead, you thought, okay, now Forest are going to come out and they're going to come out of the shell, and maybe that will open up gaps to City. But Forest said, no, we're not doing that. We're not attacking City. We're going to try and keep it to 1-0 for as long as we can, maybe the 6th, 70th, 70th minute, and then we'll try and see what we can do. And that's the way to go about it. You can lose a game in the opening, 20, 30 minutes. You can't win games, but at that point. And I think what Forest realized is if we go for it, we might lose 5-0, 6-0. That's happened in the return leg. So they said, no, we're just going to try and keep it tight, and we're going to see how far we can get, and then we'll decide what to do later on. And the longer it says 1-0, and as a United fan, I know this because I've seen this happen to me, to my club so many times. The longer it says 1-0, you always have a chance of dropping points. You always have a chance of getting a goal, because goals come from anywhere. It could be a fluke, it can be a deflected finish. It could be just a fluke shot that goes in. The goalkeeper makes it. There's so many things can happen. A goal can happen anytime. So as long as it says 1-0, the more chances you have of dropping that point or picking up a point, whatever way you want to go with it. And that's what happened with the goal. But before that, Haaland missed a tap in. A rebound from Foden. I mean, Haaland scores that 99 times out of 100. He scores that, and yet he puts it on the post. And then the rebound, he should score that maybe 100 times out of 100. But this is the one time he didn't do it. He put it over the bar. He doesn't score. Of course, he doesn't score them 100 times out of 100. Now, he had 2 good chances in the same shot, and he missed them. And I think the Foden chance, when he was clean through on goal, he's got to pick out Erling Haaland. I mean, if I was Pep Guardiola, I'd be furious with Phil Foden for that chance more than anything else, because I think the Erling Haaland chance, fair enough, you could say it came to him quickly. The first shot hits the post. That's always unlucky. So you can kind of make an excuse for that. The Foden chance is basically a good passage of play where they get the ball and he's just got to roll it to Haaland, and Haaland scores. But he doesn't do that. He basically dwells on it, and then he loses that touch. And I mean, there's nothing much to be said about that. Those are the kind of things that happen in a game where you kind of think things should go, and they don't go your way. And when they don't go your way, later on you kind of come back to it and go, well, maybe that play could have happened differently. So that was where I think the game kind of swung. You kind of just felt that maybe City were getting a little bit antsy, a little bit itchy, and started to show. But when you miss chances like that, it always comes back to haunt you. It always comes back to bite you, and it did. And that goal from Forest, actually a very bird goal. I mean, it's a good one from Johnson. He lays it off to Gibbs-White. He could have again tried to drive, and he doesn't. He realizes Gibbs-White in space, so he lays it out to him. Gibbs-White just says, "I'm going to put this in." and they've got 2 or 3 players in the box by the Nottingham Forest. So it wasn't some kind of, fluke breakaway. There's 2 or 3 players in the box, and he's basically going, somebody get on the end of it, please. And he just puts it in, and Wood says, I'm here, I'm going to put it in. And Wood puts it in, doesn't he? I make jokes about that, but he does put it in, and it's 1-1 And I mean, they had to hang on a little bit at the end, this Forest a little bit, but you could tell City were a little bit deflated as well. I also think there was complacency from Guardiola a little bit. I mean, the fact that he didn't make substitutions until that late stage, it probably leaked a little bit of like, well, we're 1-0, we're in control, we'll see this one out. But what was telling was that he needs a goal, and he takes off Kevin De Bruyne, and he brings on Julian Alvarez. I mean, I don't think De Bruyne had a good game today. He didn't, but I think there is something is not right behind the scenes. I don't want to speculate, but I feel like something's not right behind the scenes at the moment at Manchester City, because why would you take off Kevin De Bruyne when you need a goal? Even when he's played badly, you don't take him off unless there's something else. But anyway, maybe I'm reading too much into it, but that was something. Does anybody come out of any credit from that game for Manchester City? I don't think that, again, the thing is, I don't think you can blame Pep Guardiola's tactics, because he got them spot on. I mean, you can't, as a manager, you can't legislate for players missing chances. Like, you can't. All you can do is you can say, I'm going to give you the position and sense and whatever, but then players are going to take chances. So I don't think Guardiola can be blamed. I don't think anybody in that game from an offensive sense, I don't think anybody comes out with any credit, because when you're 1-0 up and you've got to drive home that advantage, you really do, and they didn't. And that's where that is. I thought Felipe from Nottingham Forest had a fantastic game, looked really, really good. The whole Nottingham Forest team, the credit to Steve Cooper is that the fact that you've got to stay you have the conviction in your beliefs, and you have to go, right, this is the game plan, we're going to stick to it no matter what. Sometimes when things start to go even worse than anything, 91% possession at one point, and it's very easy for a manager to go, right, this is not going to work, let me just switch this a little bit, maybe change something a little bit. He didn't. He said, no, I'm going to stick to it, because even I thought, if they keep playing this way in the first half, if they keep playing this way, they're going to get hammered today, because it's just not going to work. But I'm not a manager, so I don't know, but Cooper was like, no, this is fine, this is the game plan, it's all good, it's all under control, doesn't matter, right? And that's the way it is. And sometimes you fortune favors the brave. I think he was very brave in sticking to his tactics and sticking to his game plan, and not changing it, and it paid off for him. So it's a wonderful point for Forest. For City, the disappointment now is that it gets out of their hands a little bit, because right now it's 2 points, although Arsenal have a game in hand. If they win that, they go 5 points clear. So even if City win that game against Arsenal, it still gives Arsenal that cushion that they need to kind of go on. And that's the tough part for Arsenal at the moment. But anyway, smash like if you enjoyed this video. Let me know what you thought about Manchester City's performance today. What did I mean, they've got a big game against Leipzig coming up. I don't think they'll have problems with that tie, but still, nonetheless, it might just cause a little bit of doubt there, and we'll see what Pep Guardiola does. I mean, there's so much to unpack in the game tactically as well. But anyway, let me know what you think. Of course, as I said, smash like on the video, subscribe to our channel on YouTube, follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. We've got a couple more videos coming today. Of course, got a couple of big games coming up, so we'll be reacting to that. So stay tuned. And thank you so much for watching. We'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.